we're going to do the demonstration for the abdomen, and for this lab we're going to do an upright abdomen, a prone abdomen, and a left lateral decubitus abdomen, and a supine abdomen. So there's 4 projections that we're going to do. I'm going to do the instructional video, and then Mrs. Marshall is going to do the demonstration video. So we're going to start with the upright abdomen. So it is going to be done at 40 inches SID. So I'm going to move my tube over there, and I'm going to put it in detent at 40 inches. And I'm going to line it up to my IR that to where I think that it will be. That way I'm not doing that while the patient's in the room. And I'm going to use a 14 by 17 in the vertical position. Lined up as I can so that it kind of minimizes how much I have to move all of that once I have my patient. So then I'm going to have Mrs. Marshall come and she's going to put her back right up against that board. Go ahead and take your badge off for me. Thank you. Okay, and so basically I'm going to center this right in the middle of her abdomen, in the mid-sagittal plane of her body. And I'm going to center about 2 inches above her iliac crest, which you can take your hand, and if you put your index finger on the top of her crest, it's going to be about 3 fingers, 2 to 3 fingers above that you're going to center. And you're basically centering above, a couple inches above the crest so that you can get more of the diaphragm so that you're going to be able to see the air, because when you stand up, the air is going to rise. I'm going to make sure that my bucky is lined up, or that my IR is lined up with my centering point. Okay. I'm going to hope that my marker sticks on here. Okay, I'm going to put my marker on the left side. Or just pretend that my marker was sticking. And I can collimate a little, but since I am getting the entire abdomen, I don't want to collimate too much smaller than the size of my IR. And so at this point I would use 85 kVp, and I would have Mrs. Marshall take a deep breath in, and I would take it when she holds her breath. So wait till her breath is holding and she's holding still, and then I would expose and then tell her to breathe. And that's it for the upright abdomen. And then I'm going to have her come over to the table. And since we're doing a prone abdomen, prone would mean that she'll be laying on her stomach on the table. Supine would mean she would be laying on her back on the table. So before I have her on the table, I'm going to go ahead and put my IR in the bucky. And the red line goes towards the top, so it's going to go towards the patient's head. I know that her abdomen is not going to be up here when she lays down, so I'm going to go ahead and move this down to about where I think it'll be. And then I'll have her go ahead and lay face down on the table. Okay, and again I'm going to detent my tube. We're going to be at 40 inches for this one also. And I'm just going to pull my tray out so that I can make sure that I get everything lined up for my IR. I'm going to get my tube to be at 40 inches. And then since I've got my tube and my IR lined up, I don't want to move any of those things because they're where I need them to be. So what I'm going to do is move the patient, and by doing that I'm going to move the table. It looks like she's a little bit crooked on the table, so I'm just going to scoot her over a little bit until she's straight. And I'm going to center right at the iliac crest for this one. So when you're standing up doing the upright, you're going to center 2 inches above. When you're on the table in a prone position, you're going to center right on the crest. And again, I'm just going to feel that with my finger. With my index finger, I can feel it. You might have to, on bigger people, you may have to push a little bit harder in order to feel it, but everyone has one, so you should be able to feel it. And we're getting both sides, so I'm going to center right in the mid-sagittal plane of her body. even on both sides. I have a little bit of light on both sides of her, so I'm going to collimate in just a little. And I'm going to mark the patient side, so I have my right marker, and I'm going to mark it over here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and take this exposure. I'm going to have her take a deep breath in, hold her breath. I'm going to expose at 85 kVp, and then you can go ahead and breathe. Okay, and then that's it for the prone position for the kVp. And then we're going to do a left lateral decubitus. Oh, we're going to do a supine first. That would probably be easier. So I'm going to have her roll over onto her back. Grab my marker before you lay on it. Okay, now had I not moved this, I could have kept everything in the same spot and just moved the table, but I also don't want her to hit her head on the tube, so it may not be a bad idea to move it out of the way for a second. I'm going to get everything lined up. I'm going to go back to 40 inches. And this is going to be the same centering point, so I'm going to center again right at the top of the iliac crest. Right in the mid-sagittal plane. And we want to just double check her arms are out of the way, which they are. And I'm going to mark this again on the right side. I've got 40 inches, and then I'm going to just collimate in a little bit. Okay, and this is also done at 85 kVp, so I'm going to have her take in a big breath. I'm going to have her hold her breath, expose, and then I'm going to have her breathe. Okay, and that is the supine abdomen picture. And then we're going to get something called a left lateral decubitus. It's left lateral because she's going to be on her left side. And we're going to do that because your stomach is on the left side, and that's where the air bubble typically is because there's always air in your stomach. And we want the air to rise. So we're going to put her on her left side, and then if there's any free air in her abdomen, it will rise up to the right side. So go ahead and this out of here. Okay. Typically, you're going to have them laying on a pad. They make in the clinics and hospitals. They have big foam blue pads that you would lay on the table. It's going to help raise them up just a little bit from the table. We don't have that here in clinic, and so we're just going to pretend that we have one, even though we don't. The other thing that we don't have is a grid. We have one, but not two. So for this lab, we're just going to say you will use a grid if you are doing a left lateral decube in clinic. For the purpose of the lab, just because we don't have one, we're not going to use one. But we do expect you in lab for your practical to say, I will be putting a grid on my cassette and I will be using that for the projection. So this is called a cassette folder. And basically, since we're going to be doing this like a cross table position, we're going to use this. So you just put it right in here, right in the middle, and then you can just kind of pinch it in place so that it doesn't move. And so at that point, you can shoot in from the side. You'll be using this for some of your other labs as well. So I'm going to have my patient lay down on her left side. I'm going to give her the pillow down here. Thanks. You're welcome. Okay, and I'm going to put this right behind her. And just like you did on the supine in the prone position, you're going to center at the top of the iliac crest. You just want it in the middle of this IR. There's really no difference other than this is not in the bucky. So we're going to center right about here, and I'm going to move my IR to right where I need it to be. And then once I get that put in place, then I can move my tube. Now to move your tube into this position, you are going to have to hit this button here, which is the button that will rotate the tube around. Don't try to do it with the all lock button because it'll make a screeching noise and it'll actually strip the lock. So you want to make sure that you're hitting the rotate button. And then you're going to turn it so that it's 90 degrees to the eye. Try to stay out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. Now you you're going to be 40 inches from that IR, so you don't have the PVL indicator, so we're going to use the tape measure. And I need to bring this in towards me. I trap myself. Okay, so I'm at 40 inches. I'm just going to make sure that is right in the middle, and then I can just match that with my tube. There's nothing to detent for this one because we're not using the bucky tray, either the wall or the table. So all you really need to do is make sure that your centering point is correct and that you are lined up to the middle of your IR. And then you're going to want to make sure that your patient is not rolled onto their stomach or their back too much. You want them right on the lateral position. So you're going to have to roll them back just a little bit. And you're going to center right into the midline of their body. So if you can see where the light is, it is right in the middle. I'll turn this off so that you can see just a little bit better as to where that midline is. Now you can also see there's a little bit of light at the top. That's okay to have a little bit, but I can collimate in just a little bit more. You can also see there's light here on the table. Maybe you can see that. But you can collimate in until you can mostly just see light on your IR. Okay, and then don't forget to mark it. And since our left side is down, I'm going to use my left marker. Oh, I'm going to mark the right side because that's the side that's up. So you always want to mark the side that is up. I'm going to mark the right side, and I'm just going to put it right up at the top where I have a little bit of light. Okay, and then I'm going to use 85 kVp at this also, and I'm going to have her take a big breath in and hold it, expose, and then you can breathe. Okay, and those are the 4 projections that we'll do. That's the upright KUB, the upright, or the supine abdomen, the prone abdomen, and the left lateral decubitus.